Panama, a country you think about so little you don't realise that's not Panama, that's the outline of a Scotty dog. This is Panama. Panama caught the world's attention this week in a big way.
We turn now to the banking bombshell causing shockwaves around the world, the so-called Panama Papers.
It's one of the biggest data leaks in history, 11.5 million documents, blowing the lid off some of the world's most powerful people and their offshore billions.
This is absolutely huge because the lid on billionaires' offshore accounts is similar to the lid on a yogurt that's been in the fridge for 3 years. If that lid comes off, stand back, you're about to see some nasty shit. So the Panama Papers are internal documents from a law firm called Mossack Fonseca, which specialised in creating offshore accounts. And given the sheer volume of information here, this story is going to take months to unfold. But it's already inflicting casualties. For instance, the documents linked Iceland's Prime Minister, Sigmundur David Gunnlaugsson, to a shell company called Wintris, which held millions of dollars. And watch his body language as a TV reporter brings it up for the very first time.
Mr. Prime Minister, what can you tell me about a company called Wintris?
Well, it's a company, if I recall correctly, which is associated with one of the companies that I was on a board of, and had an account, which, as I mentioned, has been with the tax on the tax account since it was established.
Holy shit! That is like watching a slow-motion car crash, or, as they say in Iceland, a slow-motion car crash. Come on, guys, they have cars in Iceland. It's a modern Nordic island nation, and their English is excellent. But Iceland has only just recovered from a huge economic downturn, so its citizens were understandably upset.
In Reykjavik, they've been throwing eggs and bananas at their parliament building.
They're throwing things at the parliament?
Yes.
Can you believe it?
I think they have not thrown enough.
Wow. Eggs and bananas. They're either angry at the Prime Minister or encouraging him to get on a paleo diet. And yes, I know that there's some controversy in the paleo community about whether or not bananas are paleo, but if you are infuriated by that joke, please know you're a terrible person. You're just terrible. And the point is, just days after those protests, the Prime Minister stepped down and was replaced by the Fisheries Minister. Because it seems in Iceland, the line of succession goes Prime Minister, the guy in charge of the fish, the Secretary of licorice-flavoured schnapps, a litany of elves that live in assorted boulders, and finally, anybody in a wool sweater who's feeling political. And if you're thinking, come on, how could he leave out Bjork? I didn't. She was one of the elves. Pay attention. Pay attention.